Ken on 94.9 WSJM.
Hey, good morning. It's Thursday, May 9th. You look more tan than me. I mean, you're always more tan than me. But
I do. And why is that?
I don't know. Color adjusted somehow.
Because you look like you have a little color there.
Yeah.
Up
Maybe do this.
up there. We're looking
better.
at the video live stream that we just turned on, as we do every day at 7 o'clock on Facebook, YouTube, and X. Feel free to put us up on the big screen, but warning, make sure your breakfast is digested before you do that.
Why?
Because, us on the big screen, I don't know if it's
oh,
it's
no,
a
I look
turner.
great in high definition. Low definition as well. All right. Today's going to be a rainy day and actually kind of a cool day as well. But high of only 58 with 70% chance for some rain. More of that rain coming tonight as well. The low down to 44.
So
all those
a little
things
chilly again.
All those things that you planted outside.
Still going to be okay?
I think so.
All right.
I mean, depending on how heavy the rain is.
Yeah.
But
we're not going to get the severe storms that we saw on Tuesday.
Right.
So that's good.
Not nearly as bad.
Yeah.
All right. Lots to get to here this morning. Always learning with our friends from Barry and Risa coming up here in about the next 10 minutes. Right now, let's find out what's happening in the news.
WSJM News Now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
In the WSJM Newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg. Good morning. Talking about the storms from Tuesday. So far, the National Weather Service has confirmed 3 tornadoes from Tuesday's storms. They are expected to possibly confirm some more. The National Weather Service, both in Grand Rapids and in northern Indiana, are conducting numerous surveys in southwest Michigan. They did so yesterday. They'll continue today. Both offices say that they confirmed the EF2 tornado in the Portage area. They confirmed an EF1 tornado in Union City. They confirmed another EF1 tornado in the area of Dowagiac, Twin Lakes, and Decatur. That EF2 that was in Portage, that was the strongest one. The peak estimated wind was around 135 miles an hour, making that a high-end EF2 tornado. So cleanup continues today. We'll have more on that coming up. The Niles Community Schools Board of Education announced public interviews for its 5 superintendent candidates starting next week. Niles School Superintendent Dr. Dan Applegate announced his retirement earlier this year. So Niles school officials say after receiving applications from 14 educators, the board has screened and has selected 5 candidates to move forward for interviews. The list of people interviewing includes Benton Harbor Superintendent Dr. Kelvin Butts and Dr. Adam Birtsfield, the current Assistant Superintendent in Niles. From our reporting partners over at ABC 57, the public interviews will start next week in Niles, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Officials say the interviews are to provide an opportunity for community involvement. They're looking for a new leader in Niles, again, because Superintendent Applegate retiring after 10 years of service. They anticipate that the new superintendent will be in place starting by July.
All right.
Yeah. With voters rejecting a $98 million bond request from St. Joseph Public Schools on Tuesday, it'll be back to the drawing board for district leaders. They're using that drawing board. Superintendent Jenny Fee tells us she's disappointed by the election result, but thankful for the help and support the district received as it sought the bond. So we asked, what's next?
Obviously, we were excited about the results, but we understand that it was a big ask. It was a unique ask for our community, and we will take information and feedback and take that in and reflect upon where we need to go next. It's too soon after the election to say what that will exactly look like, but we will be regrouping because there's things in the district that need to be addressed, and we're going to have to find an approach to do that.
Fee says the need remains for many projects at St. Joseph Public Schools, but a different approach will have to be taken. She told us previously it had been a while since St. Joe asked for an improvement bond, so many needs have just stacked up. Of the $98.5 million included in the proposal, half would have been for infrastructure. The other half would have gone toward improving the classroom experience. Among other things, that would have paid for roof work district-wide, new boilers, athletic facilities, and updated classrooms. Project T, a mixed-use residential development planned for the site of the former Mercy Hospital in Benton Harbor, continues to move forward, although some changes have been made to the plan. Speaking to the Benton Harbor Planning Commission this week, Habitat Director Aaron Hudson explained why the changes.
We're here today because we submitted an amendment to the site plan due to contamination that was found on the 807 Weld parcel. The development team moved very quickly to come up with a solution that would not derail this project. So what we are proposing is that by splitting the parcels, we can move forward.
Hudson said instead of phase 1 being 15 duplexes with 30 units, phase 1 will now be 14 duplexes with 28 units. This enables the developers to avoid the contaminated site while a remediation plan is considered. If the contaminated site on Weld Street is fixed, then they would build 5 more duplexes there. Phase 2 of Project T will now be a mixed-use building with an intended grocery store on the first floor and 39 apartments on the upper floors. Planners signed off on the updated site plan. Hudson said Harbor Habitat and Detroit-based Renovare are still pursuing all of the needed funding. And one further, coming soon to downtown Buchanan will be the return of Munchie Mondays.
All right.
Munchie Mondays. Liv Buchanan director Ashley Regal tells us Munchie Mondays are a chance for everyone to come to the Buchanan Common area and take their pick of items from 12 different food trucks.
It's a weekly food truck event that we run over the summer. Last year was our inaugural year, and it was more than we expected. We got around 800 to 1,000 people every week, and due to popular demand, we even extended it a couple weeks.
Regal says Buchanan has a uniquely walkable downtown, and efforts have been made in recent years to make it even more welcoming by installing pavilions and seating. The effort appears to have worked because Munchie Mondays was a big hit last year.
I sat there with a clicker, I counted, and I had all the food trucks report to me there's the number of sales to confirm. So I was curious, what is the traffic we're getting here? And yeah, we were consistently getting, a slow day was around 800. So I was pretty overwhelmed last year.
Regal says some of the favorite food trucks from last year are returning this year. They've also added some new ones. Munchie Mondays in Buchanan will resume June 3rd and continue each Monday through the end of August, running from 11:30 to 6:30. The public's invited to downtown Buchanan for some munchies.
Nice.
In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg.
Gonna have to go check that out.
Why does food taste better in a food truck from a food truck?
You know, I don't know.
I love it.
I don't know.
It's so fun.
I think it's the combination of the outdoors
Yeah.
and the
Fresh food.
and it's sort of a pop-up thing. You know,
Mhm.
it's more than just that restaurant I drive by every day.
It's a treat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Food truck. Ooh, look at that.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Dave Wolf has sports in just a moment. Right now, let's find out what's happening around the nation and the world with ABC News.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. It has been 2 solid.
Pew, 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 pew.
Food truck. Do you have a favorite food truck?
You know,
Do you like food trucks?
I love food trucks.
Okay.
Really, I don't want to call out any individual food truck, but usually taco food trucks.
Yeah.
Solid.
Yeah.
Big messy burgers.
Yeah.
Those are usually good.
Yeah. We talked about Gail getting a burger. I can't remember which one it was right now, but it was at the Shadowland Pavilion. And somebody had a food truck there serving burgers, and he went and got this big, huge burger.
Yeah.
Just,
was it the Brick House one?
maybe
They've got a solid.
it
food
might have
truck.
been. It might have been.
The
But
smash burgers.
maybe it was that because he got the burger and he went off to a seating area where there was no one else around him and just went to town on that thing. Don't talk to me.
Yeah, that's the other thing is if you're down there, you don't want to just be around a bunch of people when you go to the food truck because if you are a messy eater,
yeah,
you don't want to do that. I don't mind. I'm a messy eater.
Stephanie made food truck worthy jackfruit the other day. We had jackfruit tacos. Actually, we had them 2 nights in a row because she made so much jackfruit.
Okay.
And it was so good because the jackfruit, this was canned. It wasn't fresh.
Okay.
And the canned jackfruit, the key to that one is you really have to slow cook it.
Gotcha.
And when you slow cook it right with the right seasonings, it tastes just like a pulled pork.
So you slow cook
Spanish
it,
pure pulled pork.
slow cooked it in like a roaster or like
On
in the
stovetop
crock pot?
just
Oh.
on a
Okay.
pot. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You could use a crock pot.
Yeah.
You could use any of those Dutch ovens or whatever, but
Sure.
it's just a slow cook. It's got the red sauce. And she used the stand-up hard shell tacos. Have you seen those?
Yeah. Yeah. The flat bottom.
Those are
thing.
so good.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. Do they crunch well.
Yeah.
They don't like break at
No.
the corner points.
They actually crunch. I have a better experience with those, the flat bottom hard tacos,
Than the regular
than the
curved
regular ones. And I don't know why it is.
Those
Maybe
ones, I think it's thicker. I think it's a little bit. I think the consistency is a little bit thicker.
I thought it was because the tacos the non-flat bottom tacos, the round bottom ones, those were probably made in 1957. They made one batch, and we're still eating that one.
Yeah,
just like the candy corns.
The candy corns of tacos. Well, I think it too. It's if you think about it, all the juices and things. In the curved one, it all pools to the to the base.
That's right.
So if you have the other ones, it kind of does this and then kind of levels out. So maybe it's not
the
hitting
surface area
those
stuff.
points.
Yeah. The physics of taco shells.
Hey, good morning, Dwayne.
Hey, Dwayne. Good morning.
Dwayne was just at my house yesterday.
Oh yeah, what are you guys doing?
Changing out my brakes.
Oh,
yeah,
that's fancy.
Oh, it was fun.
Tell me more.
It was fun. Just taking off the brakes.
Were
and
you just
rotors
sitting
and
back
putting them on.
watching, going, "Hey,
No.
you gonna get that nut?
No. We
you sure
handled
that's
it.
tight enough? I gotta use this to stop."
No, not so much. But no,
were you doing the work?
He and I were both
in
tandem.
All right.
So made light work of the whole thing.
What's he say?
He said, "Flat bottom tacos make the taco world go around." Exactly.
Love that.
Exactly. Exactly.
Very nice.
Yeah, I've never had those ones. I've
Was
also
that a Queen reference?
Yeah.
Okay.
What is it? Don't they make like cinnamon sugar taco shells so that you could make like a choco taco?
That
of your
sounds
own
good.
If you wanted to,
like a cannoli, except
like
Spanish style.
Yeah, like I think it's cinnamon sugar. I think.
Oh, kind of like a churro shell.
Yeah, like a churro shell.
Okay, that sounds good.
I mean, I wouldn't put like taco meat in there. I'd obviously put some sort of dessert.
You can
like
make it a
ice cream.
Cincinnati taco, right? Because Cincinnati chili has cinnamon in it.
Do they?
Yeah. Yeah, Cincinnati.
How much cinnamon?
I don't know. You put Cincinnati. I mean, Cincinnati chili is just the meat,
right?
And then you just put cinnamon. It's probably in the sauce, but it's like a sweeter, savory thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Too much.
Don't they? That's a Skyline chili too, don't they? To put that on pasta? Don't they put it on spaghetti?
They do put Cincinnati chili on spaghetti. I've not had Skyline. That's like the famous one.
That's
isn't it?
That's like if you were talking top place to go in Cincinnati, that's the restaurant. I think they've got a bunch of them. Like when you do deep dish pizza in Chicago, there's like Giordano's, Gino's East.
God, we should talk about the brainworm again.
Oh, RFK Jr.'s brainworm.
Yeah.
That's just so weird.
Yeah.
So he's got parasite in his brain. He's had his speech issues from what was that? What caused that?
Well, they say, according to the article in the New York Times, he had the dead parasite worm in his head. And then he also had mercury poisoning around that same time. Don't know how he got that. But yeah.
And then his issues with his speech that he's had, that's caused by what?
I don't know.
Okay.
Politics.
Carrying the weight of the Kennedy name.
Yikes.
Man.
Wouldn't
that be crazy? If any, just him being on the ballot is crazy to think about, because having another Kennedy. It's been a while since there's been a Kennedy presidential nominee.
You asked if the worm was still there, even though it was dead in the brain. And in the article of Vanity Fair, they pulled this piece out. The question is the worm still there? It would seem so.
Okay. Yeah, because I wouldn't think that just to get a parasite out of if the worm is dead, I don't think that they would risk opening up his brain.
No, but does it get
skull?
Does it get absorbed, or does it just kind of harden? And Scott Gardner, who's at the Manter Laboratory for Parasitology at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, said that once a worm gets into the brain, cells harden around it. It's like a defense mechanism. And you're basically going to have almost like a tumor that's there forever. It's not going anywhere.
Wow.
So I don't know if Secret Service has to do a background check on the worm in addition to Kennedy.
Possibly.
If they do protective service.
Yeah, what if it's like a sleeper worm?
It could be.
You gotta watch out for that stuff.
Good morning. Hey, Diane.
Man. Yeah, that's crazy.
It's so weird.
Yeah, I don't know how. I'm grossed out by the whole thing, but I know this happens to people. These parasites are especially when you travel all around the world to different places.
Sure.
You get some sort of parasite. But
he says everyone says around him says he's in good health.
Good.
Yeah.
How old is he? Does he make the cut for old presidential candidates?
I think he's in his 70s. Let me look it up.
Oh, okay. I just love to see a presidential candidate that's like a little bit younger.
He is 70.
I'm not being ageist at all. I just look at the timeline of how long what the life expectancy of the average human is. And I worry about the two candidates at the moment.
Yeah, it's odd because you just have to be at least 35.
Mm-hmm.
And yet we're looking at octogenarians leading the ticket.
Well, and you think of it, as I said, Kennedy, you look at,
he's the youngster.
When you
70.
and you look at JFK, what was he, 38? I think when he became president. So, but yeah, we have since him, we haven't had I'm sure there's been candidates, but since JFK, there hasn't been a president that's been around that age. I think maybe he was 40.
Let's see. 9 presidents were in their 40s when they took office.
Okay.
Barack was one among them. Barack Obama.
Yeah, I guess he was probably the youngest of them.
Millard Fillmore, he was 50 when he was inaugurated.
JFK was 43.
Oh, there you go. James Polk was 49.
Ooh.
So was James Garfield. Not to be confused with the cartoon cat.
Right.
Yeah, Barack Obama was 47 years old when he was inaugurated.
Mm-hmm.
Ulysses S. Grant, 46.
Yeah.
So a little younger. Oh, Bill Clinton, 46. Yeah, he was young. JFK, 43, as you mentioned. Theodore Roosevelt, 42.
The youngest.
Yeah, so it's been a while since we've had a younger president. Yeah. Barack Obama, our last one.
Right.
All righty.
What was W?
I don't know.
W was like probably in his
50
50s.
something.
I think 50 something. Yeah.
See, I don't see age.
Yeah. You're non-ageist.
I am non-ageist.
Okay. I see age. I don't judge by age, but I can see how old they are. And I do worry because I see Barack Obama being a perfect example.
Right.
You see when he was inaugurated for his first term, and of course it was 8 years.
Yeah.
But that 8 years seemed like about 20 when you add all of the stress
in the appearance. Yes.
Yeah, in his appearance.
Yes.
He went gray real fast.
He did. That's interesting.
Yeah. Like it was like after the first year, all of a sudden I started seeing more gray popping up.
Yeah.
But yeah. Uh-huh. All right.
What do we have going on here?
Speaking of cars, as we talked about this a little earlier, but if you've ever or still own a Chevy Malibu, the Chevy Malibu is going away.
It is. It's
After
unfortunate.
60 years, GM is ending production. Why? I have no idea.
Because they are shifting away from traditional sedans and internal combustion and using it as an excuse to build bigger cars that can carry bigger batteries that can get you further.
I feel like the Malibu would have been fine.
Yeah.
Being able to handle it. It's about the same. Like as far as footprint, you see the Tesla cars. Oh, hello.
What do you got going on there?
Jocelyn's texting me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah, I mean, I think the size of the car, it's enough to be able to put one of those batteries in there.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, why can't they just make the Malibu EV?
That's what I wonder.
Yeah. It's such an iconic name. I mean, it's been around for over 60 years.
Yeah.
GM since first rolled out 1964, which I would love a 1964 Malibu. Since then, they sold 10 million Malibus. So yeah, like you said, they're shifting the resources, looking at other things, sinking $390 million into converting It's a Kansas assembly plant to build more Chevy Bolts.
Oh, yay.
Which, have you seen a Chevy Bolt? I've not seen one driving around here.
I have not. Bolt or Volt?
They, I believe, have both.
Okay.
They have Bolt and Volt, and I believe they're two different cars.
Well, that's silly.
Yeah.
Why would they do that?
I don't know. They just call one of them the Malibu.
Yeah.
Why don't they call it the Malibu Bolt? Malibu Barbie.
As part of this Malibu change, because they're no longer going to make the Malibu in Kansas, that's where they make them. There will be layoffs at the plant until they start building cars again in late 2025.
Right.
So that's no good.
Well, and they got rid of the Camaro last year too.
Yeah.
So, and we were talking about this with other car companies, is that I don't see a lot of sedans.
No, when Malibu production ends, the only traditional sedan type car, not even a sedan, but a traditional car in Chevy's lineup will be the Corvette.
Oh,
that's it.
But that's not even a conventional car.
No,
that's a fast car.
They'll be an all crossover SUV truck brand, as is the case with Buick and GM. And we looked at the Ford website, same thing there too.
Yeah, I said that to somebody at Brian Lairs over at Campbell Ford. I was looking at the lineup of the cars they have, and I'm like, oh, I love that car. That's a great car. That's a great car. But I was like, you know what? Why did they stop making the Ford Taurus? I mean, I will say the design of the Ford Taurus for a little while
suffered.
Pretty ugly. They had that sunken cheek look.
Oh yeah.
It was very weird, but still a very well-selling car. It battled the Honda Accord, the Toyota Camry as the top-selling car in America almost every year.
Yeah.
And that, I believe, the Ford Taurus, I think, was the top-selling car when I was born.
You know what I really miss, and why I don't understand why they stopped making it, was the Ford Taurus station wagon.
Yeah.
That was a great car. You have that car, you don't need anything else.
No. And the station wagons alone, they don't make a lot of station wagons.
They don't. Stephanie has a station wagon.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a Volkswagen.
Volkswagen wagon. Station wagon.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a Subaru. So Subaru has the longer sort of wagon.
What the heck's that? Is that somebody's muffler out there?
That was like a motorcycle or something.
It's really loud.
I thought somebody was chopping down the tree.
Timber!
But yeah, you're exactly right. The station wagon, and then even like the minivan.
Oh yeah.
How many minivans can we get? I don't know of any. I mean, there's the Pacifica.
Seems like they're everywhere.
The Chrysler Pacifica.
Driving at 5 miles an hour with 5 kids in the back screaming.
Dodge Caravan was a top selling vehicle for years.
Yeah.
I think they stopped making that a long time ago. So they went to those crossovers, those Ford Escapes, the
Chrysler Pacifica,
Explorers.
the Kia Carnival.
Kia Carnival. Like
the Honda Odyssey.
Does Toyota still make the Sienna? They still make it?
They do.
Okay. So I guess there's still some around.
Yeah, the 5 best minivans for 24 and 25, according to U.S. News and World Report, who ranked Michigan as 42 best state. Not that I'm still bitter from yesterday. The 2024 Honda Odyssey.
Okay.
The Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid. The regular Chrysler Pacifica. The Kia Carnival. You think it's Carnival or Carnival?
I would say Carnival.
Yeah, it's Carnival. No, it's Carnival.
There's an E at the end, right?
No.
Oh,
there's no E.
Carnival?
Yeah, just Carnival. So it's just a carnival anytime you get in the rig. And Toyota Sienna. Those are the top 5.
Probably is like a carnival because there's just like the mess on the floor, popcorn everywhere.
You know what they're getting for the Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid? The MSRP starts at $53,000.
Yeah,
for the minivan.
I can see that. Because it's got a lot of options too. I'm sure they throw a TV in there. I'm sure they throw all kinds of crazy stuff in there. The automatic doors.
Oh, those are pretty slick.
Those are cool.
I like those.
I think because I like some of the cars, and I'd love to see more of this.
Yeah.
Where you can wave your foot underneath the thing and it opens up the back gate.
Pat's does that. Have you seen Pat's new rig?
No, what's he got?
He has a Toyota electric car.
What?
It's like a SUV type crossover type thing.
Okay.
It's a Toyota. But yeah, you can just wave his foot under there and hatchback goes up.
Nice.
Yeah. And the weird thing about it, I don't think he'll mind me saying this, is you open, a lot of people think the electric cars have a frunk,
Yeah, the frunk. Yeah.
the front trunk, a
Yep.
frunk. He opened his, and there's something that looks like an engine in there, but it's not gas combustion.
It's not even like a backup engine.
I don't know what it is, but it has to do with the charging
Mm-hmm.
of the batteries, but it's not
Okay.
an engine. But you open it up and you look at it, and it's like, oh, that looks like an engine.
Hmm.
So there's no frunk.
Yeah, because I know my brother had a BMW electric car. It was a smaller one.
Yeah.
But there was a very small engine in there as sort of a backup. There's like a
Oh.
little gas powered engine.
Okay.
Kind of like, basically like when you get a flat tire, what is it? 40,
The run flat or
50,
or not the
50
run flat.
50 miles an hour
Yep.
kind of thing. Like it gets you to where you need to go if you need to go and charge somewhere.
Yes.
But you don't want to rely on it
No.
because it doesn't go very fast.
Right.
It's like, oh yeah, it'll get you up to like 50, but that's about it.
I've
That's the
seen
heat.
people driving on those for days at a time and at high speeds.
Oh yeah, I've
Unbelievable.
known people that have the flat tire or the spare tire thing.
Yeah.
They'll drive it for months, like even through the winter.
That's what I miss is the real spare tire.
Me too. I used to have a Mazda 626.
Yeah.
An older one, an 80s 87. And then later on I got a 97 Mazda 626, and they made the spare tire smaller. I was like, no, full size spare. We were talking about that the other day. I had a friend that had a BMW and didn't have a spare tire at all.
There's no spare tire.
No spare tire. in
No
yours.
spare tire. No spare tire. No jack. It's got run flats on it.
Mhm.
So I'm supposed to be able to just keep going.
Yeah,
But yeah.
but still.
Which, by the way, the run flats, the only drawback there is it's louder.
Oh,
It's a little bit of a rougher ride if
okay.
you're sensitive to that, and it's louder.
Okay.
But it's nice to have.
There was in BMW had this thing for a little while where you had like this jack. You had a jack hole. you had a hole.
Don't be a jack hole.
in the frame that you would plug this thing in, and then that's how you cranked it.
Oh, the jack was
The
internal.
jack was in the
Oh.
within the frame. Yeah,
I like that.
then
Then you never lose it. You never have to get it out of the weird
especially
place.
if your
It's raining.
trunk is full of stuff.
The hitcher is looking for you.
You got somebody locked up in the
Well,
trunk.
yeah, you can't get them out.
Hey, could you hand me that jack, please? Oh no, stay tied up. No,
This is
stay-
complete fiction. Do not pay attention to what we're saying right now.
Um,
Oh,
Diane
yeah, the
says
626.
Diane
I'm sorry.
said the Ford car that I drive is leaving too, and it's the popular SUV. Yeah, I
Oh,
believe it's
no.
probably the Ford Escape. I believe that one is
Oh.
going away,
Aw.
which is a bummer because that was another top-selling vehicle for that company, which
Ye-
is so weird.
Yeah, but they were trying to get rid of it by getting rid of it while it was still coming out. And
Right.
what I mean by that is you have the Ford Escape, the Ford Edge, the Ford Explorer. They were all kind of morphing and crossing lines between each other.
Mhm.
And then
Yeah.
the Flex and all that other stuff. So
They're
Yeah.
making because they're making the Edge bigger
mhm.
every year. They're making the Explorer a little bit around the same
I've
size.
seen new Explorers and they are mammoth.
Yeah, they're pretty cool though. But another mammoth price. They're probably starting at like $75,000.
Oh my gosh.
All right, let's get back to it.
Radio.
It's the morning show with Jonny and Ken on 94.9 WSJM.
Car talk.
Just about 7:30. Yeah, we might have to have some more car talk in just a moment on the live stream as well as on the air. But today we're dealing with some rain off and on. It's kind of windy. I'm seeing the back of the leaves here.
Yep.
A
A
little
little
bit.
windy, a little gray.
70% chance we'll have rain throughout the day and cool, high 58. I didn't bring a jacket. I should have brought a jacket today.
I could have sworn I heard the rain this morning
It did rain.
when I left.
It
But
rained at my house.
I heard it and I went down and I put on my rain jacket like I should.
Mm-hmm.
And I put the hood up and everything, and I went outside and it was dry as a bone.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yes. As soon as I walked outside to leave,
Yeah.
it started raining. I was like,
Okay.
I already had my hands full, all my stuff, getting ready to get in the car. And I was like, you know what? I don't have a rain jacket. Didn't want to go back. I was like, nope. I literally walk about 100 feet from the car to the building
Yeah.
and back again.
Hmm.
But we're dealing with some clouds tonight as well. 50% chance for some rain with a low down to 44. Let's find out what's happening in the news this morning.
WSJM News Now. Team coverage from the WSJM newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg. Good morning. Here are some of the stories that we're taking a look at for you today. Day 2 after the severe storms that hit southwest Michigan, National Weather Service has field teams working to confirm reports of tornadoes in Cass, Van Buren, St. Joseph, and Kalamazoo counties. We'll tell you where they've confirmed tornadoes so far in our area from last Tuesday and what they did. Also, as the cleanup continues, some striking accounts of moments that where things got really tense. We hear from somebody who's actually a former WSJM person.
Yeah.
Who said he and his dog had to hunker down in the basement of their house when the tornado hit. So we'll have that coming up at 8 o'clock. Also, the Niles Community Schools Board of Education announcing public interviews for its 5 superintendent candidates. The interviews will start next week. They'll be public, so the public can witness the interviews.
Can I go ask questions?
Absolutely. Well, you can go.
No, I can't.
I don't think they'll allow you to ask questions. Maybe they will. I mean, because the goal here is they want community involvement. Right. But I don't see a Q&A period for you
Not
there.
only I live in the district,
yes,
but also everyone knows who I am.
There you go.
So, except for my neighbors, I don't like them knowing who I am.
Niles school officials say Jonny can't come, but they say after receiving applications from 14 educators, the board has screened and selected 5 candidates for interviews next week. The list will include, this was a surprise, Benton Harbor Superintendent Dr. Kelvin Butts.
Okay.
Because he was just confirmed as the superintendent recently for Benton Harbor. Apparently, he's interviewing for that job over there.
Interesting.
So we'll talk about that. Also interviewing for the role, Dr. Adam Birtsfeld, the current assistant superintendent in Niles. And all of this is because they're looking for a new leader in Niles because Superintendent Dr. Dan Applegate is retiring after 10 years of service.
And is he just retiring to retire, or is he going to do something else?
I can't remember exactly what we
sure.
said. But he said it was time.
All right.
It was time. But 10 years. Yeah, very good, gentlemen. And the new superintendent they anticipate will start in July.
All right.
In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg.
He's a very nice gentleman.
Very nice gentleman. Yes.
Coming up here in just a little bit, we'll have sports with Dave Wolf. Right now, let's find out what's happening around the state.
The Michigan News Network.
I'm Beth Fisher, a math.
Yeah, like Dr. Dan.
Dr. Dan.
Who are the other candidates? There's 3 other ones. Are they people from outside of the region?
I will tell you who they are.
No, that'll be fun. I'm curious I might actually go to one of those public things just to kind of sit and check things out.
They're happening Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Okay.
So you'll have an opportunity.
Just walk on over
to do that. Let's see here.
I'm literally like a few hundred yards away from the high school, so I can walk on over.
And it'll be in the afternoon and evening.
Perfect.
So Monday they have 2 candidate interviews. Dr. Kelvin Butts, who's our superintendent in Benton Harbor, and then that's at 5:30, and then at 7 o'clock, Kathy Bildhauser, director of curriculum and instruction in Michigan City, Indiana.
Okay.
Then Tuesday, it'll be Dr. Adam Birtsfeld, the assistant superintendent in Niles. And then at 7 o'clock, Dr. Stephen Hope, who's the director at Flex Tech in Brighton.
Okay.
And then Wednesday, they just have the one interview for the 5th candidate, Raphael Rittenhouse, the former superintendent in Gull Lake.
All right.
So that's the 5.
Okay. That will be interesting.
So you can attend. They want community involvement. Don't know if you're going to be able to ask questions.
All right. I'll just pause them and say, hang on 1 minute here. I got a question to ask.
Yeah.
I need to know. No, that's great. And I mean, it is a surprise. You're right. With Dr. Kelvin Butts applying for this and trying out for this job. I'm not sure. Have you guys had a chance to talk to him and kind of see what his thoughts are?
No, these were just announced. And so I think that's an opportunity for discussion. You know, we had Jenny Fee was applying for a role in Grand Rapids. And she put out a notice to parents and saying, hey, I just want to be fully transparent and let you guys know this is what's happening.
Sure.
Here's why.
Right.
And no matter how this goes, I'm always going to be committed to these schools. And if it goes that I don't get that role, I'm going to continue to, make these schools the greatest that they can be.
Yeah.
So,
well, I will say the Niles School District is nice.
It is.
I mean, and the people that live in it, including myself.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Except for it's one thing I will talk to them about is, can kids stop walking past my driveway when I'm trying to leave? Trying to leave my house. Of course, every time I have to go somewhere, it's always at like 3:00 when the kids get out of school, and it's like, well, guess I need to plan better.
Didn't they used to say living next to a school was a good thing?
I think so. I think it's great.
Yeah.
It's just fun, like, because having the studio at my house, I have to close the windows because all the kids are, excited and yelling and screaming and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like, hang on. No, it's fun. And every time I'm sitting outside with Plinko or walking him, they're always like, your dog is so cute. I know. I know.
Don't you owe me an update on something you did yesterday?
Oh,
I can't remember.
What did I do yesterday? Oh, the high school class?
Was that it? Yeah. Did they do their assignments?
Yes.
Tell us more.
I think they did their assignments.
Okay.
So what we did yesterday was live simulation. We didn't go live, but we did live simulation of them practicing how to construct the conversation, how to work together, how to pass things off to the next person, how to beginning, middle, and end. Some of them struggled with figuring out where the ending was, where the out was.
Okay. They just kept talking.
But I think it was they didn't quite construct that. And I said, you got to have your beginning, middle, and end. You got to know not only your transition points, but you got to figure out where you're going. Because it did on a couple of them. A couple of them were really good stuff. I mean, they just picked a topic and they talked about it and they traded off. Some talked about video games, some talked about some pop culture stuff. But the whole goal of it was just to keep going. Act as though this is live and try to keep to a 2 to 3 minute time limit. And I think they did good. They didn't want you didn't want them talking over each other and things like that. So I think they're getting more comfortable.
Okay.
But yeah, there was of course notes and things to make them better.
When do they go live?
They'll probably start going live. I could see certain groups good to go as soon as next week.
Wow.
So
okay.
Yeah, they work on a bunch of other things as well throughout the week, but I've been popping in once a week with them.
Nice.
But no, it's been fun.
Very nice.
Talked about JoJo Siwa.
So you think you can dance?
Yeah. No, yeah, she's on that show.
Yes.
She was of course famous from Dance Moms.
Yep.
And then I think she did another thing. Well, then she took that fame and ran with it and turned it into a touring thing where she was playing shows and she went on like a world tour.
She's how old? Like 21, 22?
Well, from 2011 and to 2020, I don't know, the clip from SNL. Did you watch the SNL bit?
No,
from
you
her?
told me about it. It sounds funny.
She's like from 2011
she's
to
only
2021.
20. She's not even 21 yet.
Yeah. She was 11 and then
man.
she's 20.
20 years old. That's
you
cute.
gotta watch that clip. I played it for my buddy Dwayne yesterday, and we were laughing our butts off. It's a funny clip. One of the because she showed up to some event in this, like, what I consider one of the people from Kiss,
Gene Simmons.
Very Gene Simmons like.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was just a weird thing. I don't know. Because then to me, I think that look better than the crazy rainbow thing. But speaking of cars, you were telling me to look at JoJo Siwa's cars, and she mean, you got to be a certain level of full of yourself to do this. But she had a car with her face on it.
Not only that, but every inch of the car is a promotion for herself.
Oh, yeah.
It's her name or her face or some other likeness.
Like blah, blah, blah.com. It's like, really? Come on, man. I mean, who am I to say this? I had a van. It wasn't my van. It was the radio station van, and they put my face on the side of it.
Oh, man.
It was awkward driving that thing because people would look at it and they're like, wait a minute. You're the driver? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, this is a bad idea. Don't put my face on it.
I mean, I get it for the radio station.
But it was huge.
For a personal car, this is why vehicle wraps should not be made more affordable.
Yeah.
Because that's what happens when the kids get a hold.
Oh, yeah. You imagine every realtor, because realtors, they love to give you their business card with their giant face on it.
Yeah.
And then like a tiny, very tiny print is their contact information, but their face about takes up half the card. Like, I don't need to know what your face looks like. I'm looking at you right now.
Yeah.
I need your information.
Yeah. Let's see. She's got a Tesla with that on it. I think she had a Prius at some point with all that on it.
Yeah.
I mean, is she even driving it? I guess she's 20. She can drive now.
Can she?
Well, I don't know.
I think she's permanently 12 years old.
She can dance.
Is she a good dancer?
Oh, yeah.
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 All right.
I just didn't know she sang too. But I guess that was part of her thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't watch Dance Moms too much. When it was, I'm flipping through the channels and I happen to come across it. Yeah, I'll watch it for a little bit.
Yeah.
It's funny. Reality TV is fun to watch. But that one lady, whatever her name was, Amy or whatever, she was mean. She had the Karen hair helmet.
Oh. Did you hear? So we talked about Miss USA stepping down earlier this week.
Yeah.
Did you see Miss Teen USA now is stepping down?
Really?
Yeah. So there's something going on there.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Same organization and everything.
Same
right?
organization.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Today we'll see scattered showers and a couple of rumbles of thunder through the course of today. We're not looking at severe weather, but we could see a little bit of lightning. Temperatures this afternoon will be around 55 to 58. Mostly cloudy tonight, still a few scattered showers down to 44, and partly sunny on Friday with a slight chance of rain, high temperatures at 62. I'm Chief Meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
It's the morning show on 94.9 WSJM.
Another chance for you to get qualified for the Back to the Backyard giveaway a little bit later on this afternoon, actually, with Paul Landecker at Scottdale True Value. So go see him, get yourself bonus entries. There's also some other great things going on while you're there. Of course, pick up all of your great hardware stuff that you need. Maybe a grill. I need a new grill. Maybe I'll stop by Scottdale True Value.
You should do that.
There's also some special deals during the broadcast and free jar of Scottdale Perfect Peaches while supplies last.
That sounds good.
Yeah. Get some food. Nice.
Sounds very good.
A little snack. Lots of things to get to here this morning. Where do you want to go next?
Well, we just talked about the Miss Teen USA thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So remember,
tell me more.
Monday, Noelia Voigt stepped down from her Miss USA title. And she was citing mental health. When she took the crown in November, she was the first Venezuelan American.
Mm-hmm.
She's from Utah. She said she would work to connect with diverse communities across the United States. But she said, deep down, I know this is just the beginning of a new chapter. I need to focus on myself.
Yeah.
And she cited mental health as the reason why she was stepping down. Well, now, just a couple of days later, we're hearing that Miss Teen USA is resigning. She resigned yesterday, sending further shockwaves through the pageant community just days after Miss USA said she was relinquishing her crown.
Wow.
In an Instagram post yesterday, where I guess that's what you do now is you just put it out on social media.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Teen USA, Uma Sofia Srivastava, said, I'm just butchering her name, said that her personal values no longer fully align with the direction of the organization. Yeah, she said, after months of grappling with this decision, I have made the choice to resign from the title of Miss Teen USA 2023. She wrote a statement on her personal account. She's from New Jersey. She's in high school. She won the pageant back in September.
Yeah.
And it had expressed her pride at being the first Mexican Indian American to hold the role. Now, keen observers looked at the posting on Instagram, and it was a long text.
Yeah.
And they highlighted the first letter of several of the sentences. And it said,
Wait, it's like a cipher kind of?
It was like a cipher. And it said, I am silenced. Is what it was. So I assume she probably put it out there and said, hey, if you look between the lines, you can see this is what my message is.
What is this conspiracy theory
I don't know,
going
but
on?
Miss Teen USA officials are not commenting. Neither are the folks for the Miss USA organization as well.
Wow. So you would say it's not her teenage dream to be in Teen USA.
Is that a film reference?
This is a transition.
That
I'm working on.
Sorry.
Also worked on.
That was a great transition.
Worked on with the kids on this transition points as well.
Okay.
No, did you see this? And Jocelyn, and I think a lot of other people on the internet fell for this. Even Katy Perry's mom.
Oh boy.
The Met Gala.
Yeah,
the Met Gala, they have the beautiful
fancy one.
Fancy gowns, fancy cool outfits. There's always a theme for it every year. So there was a photo floating around of Katy Perry. And Jocelyn even showed me. She said, oh my gosh, look at this dress. It's beautiful. It's like this very elegant, huge,
Was that the black flowing dress?
No, this was a huge flowing dress with roses all over.
Okay. All right.
But apparently Katy Perry didn't go to the Met Gala.
Oh boy. So
even her mom was like sending her a screenshot. I was like, oh, I didn't know you went to the Met Gala. You look gorgeous. And she's like, yeah, Mom, you fell for the AI.
Oh no.
But if you look at the photo, it looks normal. It looks like she's just one of the red carpet photos that you see floating around, or the green carpet. But Katy Perry didn't attend this year. But her mom was fooled into thinking an AI generated picture of her was real. Her mom said she looked like a float from the Rose Parade. But one of the fake photos was viewed 17 million times on X before somebody finally added a warning label.
That's funny.
Yeah. But it's scary at the same time because you think about all the AI generated stuff. And, a lot of people have said about AI and all these things that could affect the election, but also influence your buying and scams and things like that. I know people that have fallen for scams because of celebrities like, oh, yeah, I'm selling this or I'm doing this, or, can put words in people's mouths with the AI. So, yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what's the point here and who did it.
I don't know.
Was it Katy Perry that did it?
I don't think so. Yeah, maybe she was having
the origin's unclear.
Maybe she had some FOMO. You were thinking maybe she had some FOMO. And she's like, you know what? I wish I was there. This is what I would look like if I went there.
Yeah.
But
so, and there's just no way to tell because the AI is so good. They can just generate that picture and it looks exactly right.
It's like when, if for anybody that follows sports and a lot of sports social medias, like when a new player, like guy gets traded or like when Caitlin Clark was drafted by the Indiana Fever, all of a sudden you saw pictures of her, which looks like she's playing and she's got the new uniform on. And the Photoshop or AI or whatever looks like she's wearing the jersey when she's not. And same thing with any other players. So
that's something else.
But
so it just goes to show it's incredibly difficult, if not impossible, to detect the AI.
Absolutely.
So just take it with a grain of salt. Speaking of things that are hard to detect, want to talk about the Ascension Hospital Group?
Yeah, what happened with them?
They are the latest healthcare system to have a cybersecurity problem.
Did they already have this? Or was United Health?
There are a lot of different ones that have had it, but it's not this one. This one now says the company has detected unusual activity on select network systems. They say our care teams are trained for these kinds of disruptions and have initiated procedures to ensure patient care delivery continues to be safe and minimally impacted as possible. The disrupted systems that the hackers got into include their clinical operations. They say yesterday They detected unusual activity on select tech network systems, which we now believe is due to a cybersecurity event. At this time, we continue to investigate the situation.
Okay. Wow. It's not good when your health systems are getting hacked.
A lot of health systems.
Yeah.
And it's causing a lot of problems, and it's leaking a lot of information because we've got everything on there.
Right.
I mean, I've got the apps. You probably have the apps as well. And
I
it's
go
great.
to the doctor.
And it's great because they give you your test results immediately.
Yeah.
So you get additional things to Google before you see your doctor.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all out there. It's all on the cloud, on the web. And now in the hackers' hands in some cases.
That's why I do the witch doctor.
Oh, you
just
go
do the natural healing. Yeah.
That's good. Naturopathic.
All right. Well, we'll get to your Moody on the market
Do you still
update.
have salt in your coffee?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Himalayan salt.
Okay.
Ground a little bit of
Pez?
fresh ground pepper.
Pez?
No Pez.
Okay.
Fresh ground pepper, turmeric, and cinnamon.
Okay.
And I run around the house 3 times. And do this.
Do you say a few haikus before you drink?
Yeah, I
your
say a
first-
couple of haikus before. Yeah, that's what I do. Hey, don't judge me.
I'm
This is
not.
delicious
no
coffee.
judge zone.
You've never had one. You never had it. I'll have to bring some in.
I want to try salt in my coffee. I'm just afraid of what it'll do to my machine.
I'll bring some. I'll bring some straight black coffee.
It's got to be like espresso
No, it's going to be straight black, fresh ground coffee
from the hills of Jupiter.
Oh yeah. Show me you were telling me the price on what you pay for coffee, and I'm
Yeah.
like, geez,
That's
you must
cheap.
get paid more than I do.
It's cheap.
All right, we'll get to your Moody on the market update here in just a few minutes. It's the morning show on 94.9 WSJM.
Everything for spring and
You probably got that poop coffee.
The poop coffee.
Yeah, the coffee that it's a coffee's fed to an animal.
I've heard
Coffee
of that
beans,
one.
and then they poop out
Yeah, the beans.
thing, and then they roast all that, and they clean it up and everything. But it's like the most expensive coffee in the world. Can't remember the animal. It's a weird animal. It's one of those tropical animals.
Like a capybara or something.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Something weird.
I would try it.
Chupacabra, maybe.
A chupacabra. I would try it.
You would try it.
Sure, why not?
It's poop. Poop
Well,
coffee.
no. The berries go in and then they get digested, and it's like a fermentation process. And then they're roasted on the way out, so you got no issue there.
Yeah, and then you have it flavored with artificial vanilla.
There's no artificial vanilla there. That's the real thing.
The beaver, whatever.
Beaver anus is
beaver
what
anus,
is the part that is in natural flavoring for vanilla that replicates the vanilla flavoring.
Oh man.
So next time you have vanilla ice cream, just check the label. Natural flavors might be something else.
Uh-huh. As we talked about ultra processed food.
See, that's what kind of processing is that? Because that's processing.
I had some ultra processed food, but I flushed it down the toilet.
Oh boy.
Hey now.
Yikes.
All right, let's get back to the show.
Breakfast.
Morning show with Jonny and Ken on 94.9 WSJM.
It's going off the rails already.
Yeah, if you're happening to be one of the unfortunate people who have tuned into our video live stream, you can see how quickly the show devolves when we're just
This
talking
is high
amongst
class. What
ourselves.
are you talking about?
Yeah, we're talking about coffee.
This is, we're the people's show.
Yes, there you go.
We're all about the people.
Mm-hmm.
Diane says her dad puts salt in his coffee.
Oh, very good.
Said it cut the bitter taste.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it does.
All right.
Yeah, my coffee is smooth.
I'll do some research to see if I can do it without damaging my machine.
No, what I do, because I do pour over. So yeah.
Oh, you're the fancy hipster.
Well, I do the pour over. I have the Chemex pour over.
The Chemex.
So
why did they name it that? That feels very chemically.
I don't really know.
Chemical.
I mean, it has a very scientific look to it because it's very much like something you would have in
it's a funnel or
project.
A beaker or something like that.
Yeah, it's got that rounded bowl, and then it kind of goes up into that cone thing. It's pretty fascinating.
Yeah. But you put the salt right in the grounds.
So I do the ground. So it's the little thing, the little basket has like a filter, and then the grounds go in, salt, the pepper, the turmeric, the cinnamon, and then I have my kettle that I pour over the hot water.
So fancy. Do you let the coffee bloom?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
You call me fancy.
And I do it all in my bathrobe. So if anybody wants that mental photo.
That's great. Does it have Snoopy on it?
No, it's just a
Okay.
gray.
Okay.
Why do you want a better description of it, you weirdo?
Snoopy.
All right, let's get to your Moody on the Market update. It's brought to you by our friends at Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owners agency with locations in St. Joseph and in Niles.
So the things we talk about at moodyonthemarket.com, if you ever take a look, you can see that they fit in one of three categories. There's business updates for sure.
Mhm.
We have life in Southwest Michigan and why we love it here. And we also have interesting people you should know.
Absolutely.
And this story falls in that last category. And the title of the story is called A Prosecutor's Prosecutor. Berrien County's Steve Perangeli reflects on his 20 years at the courthouse. And so we had a chance to sit down with Perangeli about his move. After serving more than 2 decades working to put some of the most violent criminals in our area behind bars, Berrien County Prosecutor Steve Perangeli is changing roles. He's stepping down from his elected position. We've reported on that at WSJM. He's stepping down next month and leaving the criminal law sector altogether to practice law in a different area. Perangeli says he's staying in Berrien County, but he won't be practicing in a governmental capacity. And so we sat down with him, asked him a lot about what have
All
you
kinds of
seen?
stuff, yeah.
What have you seen while you're at the prosecutor's office? What's next? Why is now the time for change? And more or less his philosophy about how he's approached the role, first as assistant prosecuting attorney and then as the prosecutor, the lead prosecutor himself. And so there's a lot to go through here. I don't know if you want to take any part of it. But
Well, I noticed something.
Yes.
Not a typo or anything, but it's something interesting is he says he's not much for politics, to be honest. He says, I've never seen this as a tremendously political position and a partisan position. I want to get back to working with individuals again and serving people on a one-on-one basis. So that's the decision. And speaking with my wife a lot and with some friends, good counselors to me, that's kind of what prompted it. But the reason I point that out as politics is he's got the very politician look.
You think?
Well, of the classic rolled up sleeves
in the
and
picture.
the tie.
Yeah.
Like he's going to work.
He's an attorney.
Yeah,
he's got to wear a tie. The
going to
judge is
work.
going to kick him out if he doesn't have a tie on.
But no, this is great for him. Excited to see what he does in the future, and then also who takes that position.
Yeah. And so I asked him a few different things, including some of the most memorable cases during his time. And you can imagine the breadth of cases, the types of cases that he sees, and what he's dealt with, and how he deals with that. Because you think about it, I mean, you've got the job to prosecute people who have allegedly violated the law,
right?
And the violations span the range of everything from theft to criminal sex conduct to murder. And so you think about what he's bombarded with day after day after day, and all the APAs who work under him, and it's got to take a toll. And so we went through and we talked with him about it, and he really takes some bright moments from that period of time. And we tell the story here. So check it out. It's at moodyonthemarket.com. He'll be leaving in June. In early June. There will be an interim appointment for a prosecutor, and then the election will happen in November. And there's a Republican and Democrat running for that. We have that noted in here too.
All right. I like those the sit down, retrospective kind of chats with people, long form stuff.
They take a little longer, but it is interesting people that you should know.
It's it's interesting too, is different those positions and seeing what they do. You hear their name on the news or you see them around town, but you not knowing a little bit more about what they do. It's fun stories.
In addition to the conversation, there was another fun part of this interview, and it was because there was a cow in his office.
Oh,
there was it was a poster of a cow with the different cuts of meat indicated. I didn't put this in the story, so this is exclusive content you get right here.
Okay.
And I said, after the interview was done, I said, Steve, got to ask you one more question. Why do you have a cow in your office? And he said, well, one of the other attorneys there actually had drawn the cow, and they were using it as continuing education. And they were using it as a metaphor or an analogy rather for cell phone searches.
Gotcha.
Because in the legal field, you have to be very specific about what you can search for
Mm-hmm.
on someone's cell phone if you get the warrant from the judge.
Gotcha.
And he said there are all kinds of different cuts of meat on a cow. Which one are you going to go for first?
I thought he was just, once he's done with the job, he was going to buy a smoker,
and he's going to be
trying to figure out which cuts of meat are going to be good on the. Oh, well, that's where the brisket.
At my going away party, I want this cut of meat.
That's where the brisket comes
it's
from.
good stuff.
Right.
So read that full article. It's there at moodyonthemarket.com.
Your update brought to you by our friends at Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owners agency with locations in St. Joseph and in Niles.
Rich Brand and Tara Halsey from Insurance Management.
All right, everybody. That about does it
Typo.
for us.
There are no typos in there.
No typos.
I hope not.
I mean, I'll check. I didn't take me a moment, but I'll check.
No, that's a good show. Thank you.
Sure there's no typos?
I always endeavor to be as good as we can be.
Yeah. But there's nothing in the title, so that's good.
That's good.
That's step one.
Oh boy, there was a
don't mess the title up.
Somebody showed me. I think it was Paul showed me. Yeah, did you see that one?
Continual.
Oh,
it was
I so
continue, and then an L at the end.
I feel bad for
that
person.
To me, that sticks out like a sore thumb, especially in the headline.
Yeah,
a typo here and there in the body.
That was front page, top of the fold of a paper up in South Haven.
Yeah,
and they had a big typo in the headline.
Yeah,
and it happens to all of us.
Yeah,
we try to tamp that down as much as possible.
But you feel bad, especially when it's there. You're hoping that if there happens to be a typo, you never want one. But if there is one, you want it on like the fourth page,
right
in the body,
right,
like bottom paragraph somewhere.
Yeah,
yeah, not right there.
So. Well, thanks for joining us. I appreciate you. Have a great day.
Yep.
Who else did we have out there? We had Carla joined us.
Jocelyn laughing at my jokes like she always does.
Diane,
John.
All kinds of fun folks. So thank you.
Carla says, the anti-inflammation, the alkaline, sugar control, all that stuff for coffee.
Oh, for the coffee,
the coffee
additives
putting
that you
those
have.
things in there. Yeah.
You should just roast. Why don't you roast your coffee with all that stuff already in it?
I don't roast my beans.
No,
you mean
should
grind it like that?
No, roast. Because you can roast your beans at home if you want to.
I don't want to have a roaster. I don't even have a microwave. When am I going to get a coffee bean roaster? Well, I got to go down to the basement. Got to get the roaster fired up.
Over in Pawpaw, I think it was Pawpaw. Excuse me. Yeah, it was Pawpaw. The coffee roaster out there. There's somebody who's in. And I forget the name of it. We have an article.
Yeah.
At moodyonthemarket.com.
I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, but he started out that way. He just wanted his coffee beans roasted. He was experimenting, and then he turned it into a business.
So, like, instead of like the home brew for beer, you're basically
roasting your own
and brewing.
Yeah,
interesting.
Yeah.
No, I won't go that far. The grinding of my own beans, I think, is about as far as I'll go. It's just, it's better than having another appliance of the. I guess if I'm thinking about taking up a plug,
right,
that's about the same as what it would be with my electric kettle, but the electric kettle has so many other uses for things than the coffee maker, the drip coffee maker. Plus I got to clean all the internal parts if things get nasty.
That is a lot.
Literally the Chemex glass and some cork things to keep it from burning my hands.
Paper filter?
No, it's a plastic rack with
gold,
metal, aluminum or something like
titanium.
Titanium, absolutely.
Mercury.
All right, we got to go, everybody.
See you later.
Have a great one.